What's up guys, David here, and since I made this channel mainly to document my journey through college, I think I should make videos where I sort of reflect on myself through my college experience, at least once a year. That way I could look back and see what has changed. I also recommend you guys to do this as well, just so you can look back a year later to see what you did and did not do, and what you did or did not accomplish. Also, I'd like to apologize for the lack of uploads this month. There's two reasons for that. First of all, school is piling up more than I expected, and yeah, I was also a little bit sick, as you can probably still tell from my voice. I'm not 100%. Anyway, since I'm about to finish my freshman year of college, I think I should sort of reflect on it, critique it, and make some goals for next year. So to start off, I think it's best if I would just sort of talk about my freshman year. So overall, I feel like my freshman year was definitely rather light, which is expected. I mean, I went to college in the middle of a pandemic where most of the classes are online. This meant that I was allowed to use my notes on tests, which made the classes a lot easier. My second semester was a little bit harder, as most of the classes are not online anymore. However, it was still incredibly doable, and I don't think I've ever had an issue with not being able to get work done. To be fully honest, I feel like second semester went by way quicker than first semester. Anyways, due to the pandemic and all the classes being online, my freshman GPA is pretty freaking good. Now, I'm not here to flex or anything, so I'm not gonna say the exact number, but it's definitely something I'm proud of. So yeah, I feel like academically, my freshman year went pretty well. Even if it meant I had an unfair advantage. Wait, is that even unfair since every college student has online classes? Alright, now comes my social life, which is interesting to say the least. So I have made a lot of jokes previously about me having no social life, but that just isn't the case at all. In fact, especially in college, I feel like you'll have some sort of social life, unless you're like desperately trying not to. Regardless of what you are interested in, you'll find people who are also interested in the same things. Even if you are someone who enjoys playing CSGO until 3 in the morning, you will find friends who also want to do the exact same thing, and talking to each other on Discord counts, right? Now, I'm obviously not the kind of person who would go to like a frat party every other day, but you know, every couple of weeks I would go once. However, I am not 21 yet, and unlike you, I abide by the rules. So no, I don't drink. I also do hang out every single week with a group of friends who either get some food or just chill out and watch some TV. Alright, so I guess it's time for me to critique myself. Now, I'm a very positive person, so I'm gonna start with the positives, or the goods. First of all, despite the fact that the classes are a lot easier, I still think I did it surprisingly decent. Like, I started college right after quarantine, and just like all of you guys watching this video, I didn't do anything during quarantine. And when college started, something I really feared was that I'm just gonna be slacking all the time and staying in bed all day. Surprisingly, I never really had a problem with that. I mean, obviously there were days where I don't feel like doing anything, but those days were not common enough to where I would have problems turning in assignments on time. Again, this could be due to the lack of assignments and the lack of difficulty in all the classes, but I still gotta give myself some credit. Something else I did pretty well is that I was able to get along with others. Like in high school, I was always the head of my ego. I would consistently look down on others and would always think that I am better. Now, of course, that attitude helped me gain a lot of friends and popularity, but I had just as many people hating on me, if not more. I was basically that one flawless football player who had solid grades. I know, right? I am one of a kind. I'll talk a little bit more about this in a future video. Just know that being popular in high school is incredibly overrated, and usually the losers in high school are the winners in life. Anyways, luckily I was able to mature up after high school, which made me mainly focus on myself this year. I didn't party nearly as much as I anticipated, and I guess I've finally humbled myself. Something else I'd like to add is that I finally made a YouTube channel. Yeah, it's a really shocking discovery, right? To be honest, I always wanted to make YouTube videos, but I always had the fear of pretty much what all new YouTubers face. I was afraid of being ridiculed by my family and friends, and to be honest, I still kinda do. However, as I started to make more and more videos, I started to become a lot more comfortable on camera, and my fear of making videos and uploading them onto YouTube slowly deteriorated. Now, I know I'm not monetized or anything, in fact, and nowhere near, but I really enjoy doing this, and I don't think I'm gonna stop anytime soon. The last positive that I can think of right now is that I finally lost weight. Like, I was never really considered a fat ass, or anything, but my weight has always been a problem for me. After quarantine, I was really concerned that I was gonna gain a crap ton of weight in college, as it seems to be the trend. I mean, every campus tour I went on, the tour guide tried to warn us that an average college student gains about 15 pounds during their first semester. Surprisingly, that hasn't been the case for me at all. In fact, I managed to lose 30 pounds during my first semester. I also didn't go on any crazy diets either. I actually have a video about this exact topic coming very soon, and so if you're someone who's struggling to lose weight, stay tuned for that. Anyways, I think it's time to critique myself then. So the first thing I should really work on is my academic bar. An academic bar is basically the standard you put yourself for all the classes. And for this semester, my academic bar was pretty low. Like, I used to set the expectation where if I can memorize all the concepts, I should be good to go. Now my academic bar is, if I can find all the concepts in my notes, I'm good to go. So yeah, clearly my motivation in actually learning has declined after quarantine. Now I know everyone else is also getting lazy during this pandemic, but y'all know I don't make excuses. So yeah, next semester I really hope I can at least get back on track to where I was, maybe even better. I mean, I am paying a lot of money for these courses, or at least my parents are. To be honest, next semester with more and more in-person classes and tests, I think I wouldn't even be able to get by without fully understanding the material anyways, so the second thing I really need to work on is my sleep schedule. God, it's been bad. To be fair, I was able to sleep at least 9 to 10 hours every day because schoolwork hasn't piled that much this year, but my consistency is awful. Like, there are days where I sleep at 10 o'clock and then there's days where I stay up until 5 in the morning. I also consistently sleep in, which is probably not going to be an option next year, since there'll be a lot less online classes in the future. Alright, so those are the two main things I really want to work on that I can think of on top of my head. So I guess it's time to talk about some of my goals I have for next year. So the first goal is definitely to just focus more on school. Like, I know I've been able to get by because online school is just a lot easier, but I can guarantee that it will not be this easy next year. I think I made this point like 5 times this video already. So next year I definitely want to at least be able to maintain the same GPA, or at least make it close. This is actually a lot easier said than done, because if I were to be fully honest, it has been almost 2 years since I actually had to study. I mean, I did kind of study for some classes this year, but I never really had to stress about it. I mean, first I had this whole senioritis situation, and then the pandemic, which made the second semester of my senior year a complete joke, and the first semester of college, and even now, a lot easier. So yeah, this will definitely be a difficult transition, but I think since everyone else is going to have the same trouble with this transition, I think I should be fine, as long as I try. The second goal is to fix up my sleep schedule. Like, I'm not expecting myself to be a morning person, because I never was, and I probably never will be. But I gotta be consistent. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be sore in the morning and find ways to go back to bed, which will probably ruin my productivity. The last goal is about YouTube. Of course I will want to keep making content, but there's actually a lot more goals I have regarding YouTube that I probably shouldn't spoil right now. The one thing you should know though is that I'm actually planning on moving out of this apartment, so you probably won't have to stare at that white wall much longer. The only real goal I can think of right now that I'm actually comfortable sharing is to get my channel monetized. I will need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, and I am very close to it. But then again, I'm expecting it. Again, I've only been on YouTube for like 3 months, and I feel like the more videos I upload and more value I give, my channel will probably grow exponentially. So I definitely think in 12 months I should be able to get my channel monetized, if I continue to consistently upload videos. Anyways, that's all I have today. My question to you is, what are some of your goals this year? And did some of my problems relate to yours? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.